welcome to the Dungeon Crawl Classics Road Crew game Stories from Valtara. I'm your Judge Shadowfoot, and this will be an ongoing actual play of the Dungeon Crawl Classics RPG in a homebrew region of my making. We will follow a group of villagers as they seek to be more than just lowly craftsmen and peasants, seeking riches and glory through sword and sorcery, or die trying. The following is episode 7. We rejoin our party as they begin their journey home from the old watchtower. What dangers stand in their way? Find out as we travel back to Valtara. Right, good morning, guys. Welcome back to DCC Stories from Valtara. As we left off, the party had headed east in search of some members of the Order of the Gauntlet. They hired a local, basically a woodcutter that was looking to earn a little bit of extra gold to accompany the party and lead you out to a tower that he had heard stories of. Upon discovering the tower, resting up on a large hill, you went to investigate and found that the tower was not abandoned. You slaughtered a few cockatrices, and then the current resident of the tower, a large cyclops, came back from out gathering berries and mushrooms and things. Were able to dispatch of the cyclops and started searching around the grounds themselves. Found a few items, including a hidden cellar. Amongst all of the Cyclops' belongings, you did find one scrap of cloth that looked like it possibly belonged to a robe from one of the Order of the Gauntlet members, but with no further clue or leads on where the Order had gone from here, or if they had even actually been here, you decided to start heading your way back towards Elms Reach in the north. So as we start today, I'm actually going to pan over to a sort of a cut screen. As we cut over, what we see is a scene that is shrouded in complete darkness. Once again, as the camera moves along a hard stone floor, the floor is covered in crossing lines of some strange slime. Following one of the lines, it seems to lead from the large crack of the glowing stone in the center of the chamber, made by a brown, leathery slug creature. The creature slowly makes its way up the wall and onto the ceiling, where it then hangs from its tail. As the camera zooms out, it reveals dozens and hundreds, if not thousands, of these creatures. And as the camera moves down along the cave tunnels, the camera then moves to the floor, as you hear squeaking and find a large rat moving about. The rat pauses, sits up, and sniffs the air, and then thwack! One of these brown, leathery slugs lands on the rat's head, encasing its skull and part of its face. The rat falls over, scratching at the creature and kicking wildly before going still. A few seconds later, the rat steadies itself and stands up, before sprinting off down another cave tunnel. As the camera follows the creature, it arrives in a large chamber. Looking around, you see dozens of creatures. Giant rats, a few goblins, and some other strange cave-dwelling creatures, each with a brown leather cap upon its head. As the camera pans around the back of a small green creature with pointy ears, seemingly eating the remains of a long-dead creature, the camera closes in on the creature and it turns its blank gray eyes, peer deep into the camera before the scene goes dark once again. So that is something going on somewhere in the world.
Sure.
If you guys remember the first cutscene, it was basically showing a large stone that had cracked and had light glowing out of it. And there was a rat sniffing around that thing, and then some tentacle came out, grabbed the rat, and ate it. So this is the same stone. It just seems things in that cave have changed since then. All right. As we rejoin the party, they have finished their night's rest at the tower and are heading back east. It will west. It'll probably take, again, about 7-8 days of travel, depending on weather. As we start the day, I will go ahead and roll for weather, see what it kind of looks like out there. And today, it's going to be a bit warmer today. So we were reaching the end of summer, but it seems like you're getting a little bit of extra heat. So it's about 20 to 30 degrees warmer than it had previously been, so it's a bit hot today. And that is it. No wind, no rain, just a nice warm day for you guys to start heading back towards Elms Reach. as you guys start making your way back towards Elms Reach, you notice that the barber must have taken off at some time towards the night, maybe a little impatient, started making his way back on his own. So right now it's just Hundo, Pete, Levi, and the hiring that you guys had. As you guys start heading back, I'm going to have Hundo just roll me 2d6.
Shadow, just a quick question. So
Yes.
this encounter with the Cyclops was because you are chasing the Order of the Gauntlet, right?
Yes, correct.
So apart from the confrontation, there's no other leads to where the Order is, and
Yeah,
that's
not.
why you're going back to Elms Reach.
Yep. Yeah, not from here. Yeah, the only thing you had was that they were looking for. They came through town. Assuming they were looking for some magic caster, they had headed east. The only thing east that anyone knows of outside of a few small little towns and some farms and things like that was this tower. So that was really the guess that you guys had is possibly where they had gone to. As you came here, you found one little scrap of cloth that was white with some like gold trim, which matches similarly to what the order wears. But yeah, you have no other leads on where they would have gone from here.
All right.
Yep. All right, so Hundo with a 6. The first couple days of travel go by just fine. You guys kind of follow the same exact path you took on the way here, making kind of stops in the same spots. So for the next couple days, Pete, go ahead and roll me 2d6s. All right, another calm couple days. Next couple days go by the same. You guys find yourselves going in and out of some patches of trees and things, making sure to keep yourself far enough south from the tree line of the forest up north to avoid any strange creatures or anything like that. I don't think Pete wants to be grabbed by another giant man bat.
No.
So Levi, last couple days of travel, go ahead and roll me two more d6s. All right. So your travel goes pretty smooth on the way back. As you guys make your way back into town, we find that everything's pretty much as normal. Nothing has changed here. Nothing seems to have happened. What do you guys do as you get back to town? Do you guys want to head back to the tavern where you guys had been staying, or do something else?
So just a quick question: how long have we been out since we left to go after the Order?
It's probably been
How
like
many days?
14 to 16 days.
All right. So I'll personally go to the local tavern and ask if there's any news about the Order.
All right. As you arrive at the tavern, you see two familiar faces. Sitting in the tavern, having a pint together, is Half-Pint and Pin, your dwarven and other halfling companions. So welcome back, Half-Pint and Pin. As you guys are sitting there, you had heard that your rest of your party was up here, that they had headed off out of town. Not sure when they would be back. You decided without an actual map to where they were and not sure exactly where they were to wait for them to come back, and they have just walked back into the tavern, looking a bit tired from several days of travel.
Ah, okay. So I didn't travel with them. Okay.
Nope.
So okay. So do I know any news about the Order or anything?
No, unfortunately, the only information you had was from Hundo's niece at the temple that said that they had passed through town. You guys had asked about a few rumors, but all you got led you to that tower, and unfortunately, they were not there.
All right. So I'm just gonna greet them.
All
Hey,
right.
where you guys been?
Hunting a couple things. Hunting some evildoers, let's say, and we took out a cyclops and some other stuff.
Wait, you did what?
Well, I almost got taken away by a giant bat. That was exciting.
You said a Cyclops?
Yeah,
You fought a Cyclops?
the
Oh, get out of here.
And we've got another Cyclops on our list. And look, I got an ion stone. I throw Pluto up into the air and it revolves around my head.
Yeah, so you see him take out this purple stone and throw it up in the air, and it just starts circling around his head.
I'm a magic user.
Do you know if that's the same Cyclops that was chasing us from the Bandit camp, or it was?
I know it is not. It is different.
Great. Now we got 2 Cyclops, still 1 at large. Well, at least y'all got the other one.
Are you guys hurt?
Hurt? No, I think we're healed up, aren't we?
Yep, you guys had an easy travel back, so you guys were able to recover any hit points you'd lost on the way back. So maybe a little bit tired from basically almost 2 weeks on the road, but outside of that, you're feeling pretty good.
I want to go to a merchant who deals in exotic items and get a couple things looked at.
All right, easy to do in town. You know for a fact that in the center of Elms Reach, their town hall kind of area, that there is a merchant there who buys strange and mysterious items from the mercenaries that kill creatures coming out of the northern forest. So let me go ahead and put up the Elms Reach map too, because that's where you guys are now. All right, so you guys can all see Elms Reach here. So here at number 2, that's basically the town hall there. You guys can head there, and if you have some strange items, you can try to sell to that merchant. You guys had sold a couple demon horns to it already. Outside of that, you could go around a couple different spots in towns where there's some shops and see if you can find a seller outside of that if you wanted.
All right. Well, I've got a Cyclops eye and some cockatrice beaks, and I've got this fire eye signal I'd like to get identified.
All right. You want to head to the town hall?
Sure.
All right. So you head to the town hall. As you approach, the guards have seen you guys a couple times now, so they basically know what you're here for. They invite you in. You reach the front of the large, again, looks like a large wooden, what's it called? Like guild hall of some sort. You head on in and head to the right, and you find the door leading to the chamber where the small little halfling was that deals in exotic goods. You head into the room. It's busy again. There you see about 3 or 4 people moving around, packing things into boxes and loading up some crates with some items. And again, behind the counter, you see the halfling with his large goggles on, behind his large glasses, hurriedly scraping down on a couple pieces of paper. Looks like he's invoicing some things and handing it to one of the guys, who runs over and sticks it to the side of one of the crates. And a couple more people lift that crate up and take it out another door out the back. As he sees you, he's like, "Oh, welcome back. What you have for me? What you have?"
Yeah, I've got a couple things for you to look at here. How much for this Cyclops eye here? And I pull out my sack and probably take the first look I have at it in 3 days. See what kind of condition it's in.
All right, give me a luck check for the Cyclops eye. Ooh, very good. That's pretty low. That's good. All right, so with a 2, you pull out the Cyclops eye, and it seems to have dried a little bit, but it still seems to be holding its shape. So you've got this softball-sized eye, and you hand it to him. He's like, "Oh, that's a big one. That's a big one. What kind of creature did you get this from?"
That's a Cyclops.
Ah, a Cyclops. Very good. A Cyclops can see the ethereal. This could be used in some spell components or some potions. Very good, very good. Well, let me see. I've bought a couple of these recently. What did I sell last one for? About 15 gold pieces.
Well, I could see it in the ether, but it's only worth 15 gold to you, huh?
Well,
How about this?
It's a component. It has to be put into a potion and made into something else.
How about these cockatrice beaks? Are these worth anything to you?
Cockatrice beaks. Let me see. Have I any requests for those? And he starts looking, flipping through a book to see. It looks like he has a ledger with a bunch of requests for components and things like that. And he flips through and says, "Oh, yes, cockatrice beak can be ground down into something in order to possibly create some kind of paralyzation or petrification potions or things of that nature. So let me see. I've got a request for a few here. And how many you got?"
I've got 3 of those.
Three of those. Okay, well, he's looking for a bit more than that, so I'll have to find some more. But he was offering to pay. He's going to offer to pay 8 per beak.
Okay. And how about I've got this pile of troll flesh. Was that worth anything to you? It is that those trolls and their regeneration powers.
All right. Hold on just a second. I'm going to write down just in the chat here that I said 20 gold pieces, right? And the beak, 8 gold pieces. Okay. All right. So he looks at the troll flesh. Give me a luck check on the troll flesh to see what kind of condition the troll flesh is in. All right, 5 should be pretty good. I think you got all your luck currently, so you're good there. All right. So the troll flesh looks like it's in a pretty good condition as well. If anything, like it looks like some of the wounds have actually started to heal and flesh is growing back.
Yeah, exactly.
And so he's like, let me look. Troll flesh, regenerative abilities. And he looks through. I don't currently have any requests for troll flesh, but I know I've had requests in the past, and that's a pretty good chunk of troll flesh you have there. So, troll flesh, tell you what, I'll give you 50 gold pieces for that one.
Okay. How about, can you identify this ring? It's got an eye with like a flame in front of it. A flame within an eye sigil. Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, let me look. He pulls up pulls it out and starts looking at it a little bit closer. This looks like an old ring to an old group of wizards. I don't remember the name off the top of my head. It's been a long time. I've heard stories of a group of wizards and seen similar kind of imagery, but I can't place it exactly. I'm pretty sure it belonged to a group of wizards, but couldn't tell you what their names were.
Does it seem magical to you, this ring?
I don't feel any magic on it.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, I'm not sure I'm in the market for selling this, but pulls out his ion stone and says Pluto so that it revolves around his head. Says, how about this? Have you ever seen anything like that? And how much would that be worth to you?
Oh, ion stones. Those were quite possibly very, very, very popular amongst the wizards. They would, pluck a gem or a nice-looking stone of some sort and enchant it to do all sorts of things. One like this, as such, generally, it's been a long time. I haven't had one pass through in a good amount of time. Most all these relics have been captured by the Order, but I think, with especially with the Order hunting them down, that's dangerous goods to carry around. Probably about 150 to 200 gold to the right seller.
Okay. Well, I think I'll hold on to that and the ring, but I would like to sell the Cyclops eye, the cockatrice beaks, and the troll flesh.
All right. Perfect. So that was 8 gold pieces each for the beak, 20 gold pieces for the eye, and 50 gold pieces for the troll flesh.
Moving those. Say the amounts one more time. 50?
50 for the troll flesh, 20 for the eye, and 8 gold pieces each for the beaks.
24.94. $46. Okay. Well, I've got some gold again, guys. All right. Pete, are you all back in good graces with your guys?
Good question. Let me check it on my character sheet.
I know that staff sort of improved our...
Yeah, I don't have any disapproval right now.
Excellent. All right. Well, the next thing we talked about was maybe going after that other Cyclops to the south. There were also some rumors of undead to the west, I think, and of course this forest full of fantastic creatures to the north. I guess I'm voted for go finish up that those Cyclops and bandits before they get too strong. What do you guys think?
So you want to go back to the place that the bandits?
Yeah, that was a pretty tough fight, and he's probably already reinforced himself, or maybe he's gone from that. But it seems both dangerous and unfinished business to leave that Cyclops and whatever he's got still on the trail, doing his banditing. And we did make an agreement to go take out the bandits, right? So somewhere to the south, there's a reward for that.
Yeah, we could go collect our reward on the way. I think the bandits are on the way to the town, Ravenswood.
Yeah, to the south. I think that's right. If we can finish them off and then go south again. Is the barber actually with us today?
No, the barber is not with you.
Oh, all right. He usually has ideas about what to do next there, but all right. Anybody else got any ideas about what they'd like to do next?
Half Pint went to the tavern and got a little bit drunk, so he's feeling like an amazing amount of bravery in his heart that didn't come to everyone else. You know what? This time I'm gonna come with you guys.
Excellent. The more the merrier when it comes to Cyclops.
Baba told me that I should be a grow up halfling now, so I'm not gonna hide anymore. And yeah.
All right.
At some point I need to get some holy water from a cave in the south. I promised the church I would return some.
Amen.
Yeah. That, if I'm not mistaken, that was way south, isn't it? Like south of Ravenswood?
Yes.
Okay. So there's another reason to go south. Any other missions people got in mind?
How many Cyclops are remaining? Because there was the one that we faced in the cave, the one that you guys defeat in the tower, or whatever you guys were. So there's one remaining?
There's one that I know of, and he seems to be the leader of the bandit group. And we took out a bunch of bandits, maybe, I don't know, 8 or 10, but we still left some behind when the Cyclops we were pretty beaten up, and suddenly there's a Cyclops on the scene, so we retreated.
And that's on east.
That's south.
South. Okay, so let's. Yeah, I mean, I think that's the plan. Let's go there and finish this off.
Yeah, I think we have a pretty good idea of where that bandit camp is, and I think we'd like to approach it. We followed a trail last time and took it at nightfall. I'd like to try to take it, go through the woods a little bit and come out not on the trail and about nightfall again, and let's see if we can get that done. That's how many the south.
I can't remember Shadowfoot, but don't I have something here that they were working on for me? The wolf pelts or something.
Yeah, I think they were putting the wolf pelt on your shield to reinforce it a little bit.
Right.
So I can't remember if we already made that adjustment.
I don't know if we did or not, but if we're heading that way, I'd like to should be able to pick it up now.
Oh yeah, it's done by now. So your shield will be, it'll give you basically a +2 bonus for your shield. Okay. So I'll make that adjustment right now. And so when you have your shield out, your AC will be 15. Okay. All right. So we begin heading south out of town?
Yeah, I'm just 4 gold pieces shy of chainmail. I'm wondering if now's the time to upgrade, or if I should try to keep going on without this. I do all still only have 8 hit points, so it's like yeah, it's a dangerous thing without good armor. One blow.
We gotta be getting close to level 2, I think. I don't know.
Yep, pretty close. Well, some of you are, the ones who've been here the whole time. Your man-at-arms also, thanks you for the adventure, but thinks he'll go back to just chopping wood. It was a bit too harrowing for him, and has realized that he is not an adventurer. Plus, he wants to stay here in Elms Reach. He doesn't want to head south. So he thanks you for the adventure and departs.
Well, I could spend my money on that to try to pick up another fighter. I don't know. I think, well, why don't we just head south here and see what fortune brings us? Yeah.
Right, did you want to spend a day or two in the tavern just to recover since you've been on the road for a couple weeks?
I guess it depends on whether it's going to impact our performance. If we head right out, are we going to be suffering any negatives because of that?
You're all fully healed. You guys took your time getting back, so not really any negatives. So this would just be more of a, would your character want to rest or not?
Yeah. Well, my character is not above, hiring a girl for the night sort of thing. But, whenever he's in this town, he likes to go visit his niece too, and give her a few gold pieces and make sure she's okay and tell her that he's okay, sort of thing. So he'll do that, but I guess by the next morning he's ready whenever the rest of the party is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I need to get rid of my headache after all this drinking.
Hey, the party just got back together, so you may end up drinking a little bit more this night.
My guy would like to kind of go outside of town and cast his Find Familiar spell again.
All right. So you're able to do that. You find a nice secluded spot where you can cast your familiar and bring back out your large cricket.
Okay. Is it the same every time, or do I roll a different?
Yeah, it's the same every time.
Okay, cool. Awesome.
Yeah, once you find your familiar, that's the one you summon each time. Cool. I think when you level up, I can allow you to try to reconvene and find another creature. But when you level up, that can be part of that.
Cool. Awesome.
All right. So for that night, you guys get back into town. You guys go about, do all your different things. It gets to be about, a little bit later in the afternoon, about supper time. So you decide, instead of heading out right now, we'll go ahead and spend one more night in the tavern. So as you spend the night in the tavern,
I'm going to be away from dice rolling for about 5 minutes.
You're fine.
All right.
All right. So they got a bunch of food in here, so we'll go ahead and see what they are serving today. So for dinner tonight, you guys get some spit roasted boar. So some very good meal for you guys tonight, very hearty. And then additionally, to help that go down, you guys have it's not the best, the watered down swill. Some of their drinks, not the best. It looks like what they had here tonight is not the best. They were out of their best drinks. So you get some poor ale to go with that, but at least the food is delicious. All right. So that goes with your room tonight. So with that, you guys eat, drink, are merry, reconvene, catch each other up on what had been happening, and go to sleep. As you wake in the morning, sun is rising, activity begins. You guys gather your things and begin heading south. So as you head south, couple days south, you come past the Helpful Hand outpost again. So again, this is a walled-off outpost with wooden palisades all around. Large front gate. Inside is the large tavern, along with a barn for some animals, or some stables, basically. And then a few other small little shacks. Looks like one could be used for smithing, and the others are used for, storage or whatever else somebody who's passing through needs to be using a little small building for. Do you guys want to stop here at this one, or just continue going?
keep going.
We can stop just to say hi, have a beer, and then move on.
All right, you stop in, say hello. As talking to them, they don't give off any indication of any strange ongoings. Nobody had any rumors or anything as you're passing through. So you guys say goodbye and continue on the road. As you leave here, you're starting to get into the area where creatures and things can come. You're about 3 days outside of town now. So as we start making our way further south, I'll go ahead and have Half Pint. Roll me 2d6.
36.
Yep, 2d6.
Da, 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 da.
All right. This time, as you're heading south, I'm going to go ahead and activate our homepage, get you back out into the wilds. So you guys start heading south. You guys hear some howling off in the distance, giving you some indication that it sounds like there might be wolves or something in the area. But traveling for the day, you don't happen to see anything. And everything goes just fine. You guys find a nice little spot next to looks like a large farm down this way, and make camp just on the outskirts of the farm. And your next night goes by just fine. So as you head into the next day, you're heading about 4 days south of town. I will go ahead and have, let's have Pin. Go ahead and roll me 2d6. I think that will be everyone having rolled 2d6. There we go.
Sorry.
All right, this time the sound of the wolves seems to have been left behind, and it's fairly quiet. You guys make your way continuing south and find an area that looks quite familiar. This is that rock face on the eastern side of the road where the bandits had been setting up their ambushes. Looking around for signs of the trail back to their camp, go ahead and everyone can go ahead and just roll me an intelligence check. As you look for signs. Yep, everybody can roll as everyone's looking for the signs.
Roll for me, would you?
No.
All right, no
I'm
problem.
so dumb. I'm not stupid. I'm just too drunk.
Yeah, nursing that hangover. All right, so Levi's Elven Eyes and Hundo both start to catch glimpses of that trail that they had followed the last time. You can still see small little indentations from carts being dragged through the area. As the soil's soft and it's probably rained once or twice, that trail is a little bit loose, but you're able to find it again and start following the path to the bandit camp. So as you guys again start heading towards the bandit camp, do you want to go in the middle of the day? Do you want to try to wait and camp out and wait for the darkness? What do you want to do?
Well, if I was those guys, I'd have a better guard set up on that road now. So I don't think we should take that trail at all. I think we should. How far down the trail was it? A couple hours?
Yeah, it was a couple hours travel before you found the camp.
How difficult would it be to leave the trail and just punch through and try to come up on that camp through the woods?
Having been there once before and knowing where the trail is, you could try to skirt around in a certain way. So you'd make some intelligence checks to make your way there, but it wouldn't be too incredibly difficult.
All right. So, yeah, I think if we're doing it right, we'd like to go through the woods and try to be approaching as night falls at dusk. See what our options are.
All right. So who's going to be leading the party through the woods?
I guess I am, if nobody else would prefer. I'm no great forester or anything, but
I can do it.
I guess I'm an elf. I don't mind to help.
yeah, if an elf has got more skills in that way, then I definitely defer.
Okay. So what I'll do for that then is I can have Levi, you can go ahead and lead the party, and with your elven eyes and your background, you can go ahead and have a +2 to this intelligence check to lead everybody through the woods. You're just trying to beat a 12. No
Nice.
problem. So again, yeah, with your eyes, you can be a little bit further away, and you're starting to catch some, certain tree that was twisted a certain way, and you can kind of follow the path just wide enough to stay where you think you'd be safe from any outposts that may have been set up. So as you guys make your way through the woods, you circle around to the east or the west, north? Which side of the camp do you want to approach from?
We approached from the east last time, so let's try approach from the west.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Is there cover there?
Yeah, it was in the middle of a outcropping of trees, so
Okay.
whichever direction you come from, you'll be in the trees.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's go with.
And you guys wait till the cover of darkness?
Yes.
All right. So as you guys approach the camp, do a couple things here. And activate. All right. As you approach the camp, it's dark. You don't see the campfire in the middle of the outpost this time. There doesn't seem to be any activity or anything going on. And everything seems to be quiet. You don't hear wolves inside of the barn or see any light.
I took off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are the doors? Is there any sign of habitation? Like, are the doors open or closed?
From this side, you can't really tell.
Okay. Do we see any lights on?
No lights.
Fires going?
Nope. No fire. No light.
Yeah. Do we have infravision? Don't we have a hobbit or a dwarf with?
So I have infravision.
I did
Yeah.
too.
So I'm going to stealthily approach this wall here.
Okay.
I'm really small, so I'm just gonna go like drop my height a little bit and just stealthily approach here, and then I'm gonna try to see anything here.
All right. So as you approach the barn, you do see one small window. It's probably just above your head's height. So you kind of put your hands up and pull yourself up just a little bit, looking inside, and you can smell, the musty smell of wet dog inside of this barn, but you don't hear any movement. And as you peer around and look inside, you see to your left and right, cages or little cells that have straw on the ground and stuff like that, but you don't see anything inside of them.
So no heat signal at all.
Nope.
Okay, so I'll drop here and then I'm gonna go back and tell them, well, exactly what I said.
All right, so no life inside the barn currently.
So they were chicken and ran away.
Yeah.
Not a
We
good
should check
hideout.
out the
Where it's
longhouse
at.
though.
It's a lot of structures just completely abandoned. I
Yeah,
wonder.
we should check out the longhouse. That was where the leaders were.
Yes.
Well-
help me with my screen right now. I'm just looking at little tiny icons in blackness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have no light. So if somebody wants to light a
Oh.
torch, you'll be able to see.
Oh,
Yeah, you're just it's dark. So yeah, and you don't have dark vision, so you can't see anything.
Okay, I'm gonna look to them and just say, look, I don't think there's much space here, so let's do the following, okay? Just wait here. I'm gonna do a little bit of scouting. I'm gonna check if there's any danger ahead, and then I call back, and then you guys can take a decision, all right?
okay. We're standing by, ready to help you if you run into trouble.
All right. We will say if there's any kind of problem, or yell if someone drops an axe on me. So just wait here. And then I just start praying to the gods, because I'm absolutely coward. So I'm gonna start moving, stealthily as hell. So I'm gonna take a peek here. Anything that I should be aware of?
You don't see any light. You don't sense any movements, and you don't see any heat sources of any kind.
Okay. Gonna go to this more open space here.
Continuing out here, you see, the barn to your left here that you're crawling across, the small little shack to the south of you. The door looks like it's, half open or left kind of unattended open. You see the cold embers of not even embers, just the cold fire pit in the middle. And then to the northeast there, you see the corner of a larger building.
Okay. So I'm gonna go here and take a peek inside this place here, see if I see anything.
Okay. As you look inside of that little place, you see what looks like the remnants of some sleeping quarters. The bedrolls, are gone. There's no bedrolls or anything like that, but you can see on the ground spaces where people were probably laying. You see, little bits of scraps of cloth and some straw that was laid down where they put their bedrolls on top of, but no other signs of life inside.
Okay, is the weather a little bit cold or is it warm right now?
Let's see, it's been a couple more days, so the weather currently it's cooled off, so it's about normal now. So it's being nighttime, you're probably dipping down into for us Americans 60 degrees roughly.
All right, so I'm gonna come to this fireplace here. I'm gonna touch the ashes or whatever it's there, and I'm gonna see if there's any heat there. I just want to see if it was recently used.
The coals seem cold.
Okay. So now I'm going to go to this other building here, and I'm gonna peek inside as well.
Okay. It pretty much matches the previous building. It looks like there's probably 4 or 5 people that were staying inside of this one. So there's a bit more straw on the ground. And go ahead and just give me a luck check or an intelligence check, whichever way you'd prefer to go. All right, that's all you find in there.
Okay.
Hey, our first natural 20 of the day.
Okay, and that's a horrible one. Okay, I'm gonna go to this building here on the right now, and same thing.
Okay.
I'm gonna open the door and take a peek inside.
This one, you actually don't even need to open the door. The door is like burned off. This one is one that looks like it had been caught on fire. So this one's almost entirely burnt down to ash.
Okay, as I said that, like I'm gonna move to this final building here, but as I said that this is burned, now I'm gonna look everything that I saw so far, but now I'm just gonna look for signs of struggle as if they were like attacked or anything.
You see, it looks like some dried blood in a few different places, and definitely like drag marks and things like that. But your party was here like a month ago, so it could have been, there could have been another attack since then, or it could be, them just cleaning up.
All right, this one here.
As you approach this one, this looks like the blacksmith's. Inside, you still see some tables, some blacksmithing equipment. It looks like, just outside is the furnace for smelting and things like that, and that too is very cold. Inside, you see some scraps of equipment, like a sword handle, an axe blade without a handle, even like some broken shields and things like that. So it looks like scrap weapons and things left behind.
Okay. Now, there's 2 more buildings. Okay, so I'm gonna go to this one here first, and I'm gonna, same thing as always. Oh, it's closed, this one.
All right, you
Locked.
try to open that door, and that door is locked.
Okay, I'm gonna move to this one here and open and look inside.
All right, as you look inside, you see 3 large tables, and in the back corner, you see what looks like a animal hide of some sort on the floor, is like a rug, and a large chair. And at the back of the room, you see another door.
All right, so I'm not gonna go to that door by myself. So I'm gonna return to everyone else, and I'm just gonna say, well, it's basically clear. The only thing is there's a house there with another door that I didn't open without you all, and there's also a locked door there. But apart from that, everything's empty.
All right. Well, we should probably plan to spend the night here with a guard, looking for any return. But it feels kind of like they've gone for good. I do definitely want to think we should do a deep search for any kind of like trapdoors or things, little secret hiding places that might hold treasure. And you said there's a locked door we still haven't resolved. We should definitely resolve that too.
Yeah.
Probably before we go to bed, let's see if we can see what's behind this locked door.
All right, so everybody moving over to the center of camp. Did you guys want to light a torch or anything like that?
I think so. We can spare a torch at this point.
All right, so who's lighting up?
I am. Let's see. Find there with torches here. Flint and steel. 3 torches left, so now 2 torches.
Okay. So Hundo lights himself a torch, and you guys head into the center of the camp. So I'll go ahead and move you guys because there's barriers outside because of the... Oh, and of course I'm going to move you and freeze myself. So let me refresh really quick. Every once in a while when I move the whole group, it freezes on me.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you guys are in the center of camp.
Guys, just don't want to be pessimist or anything, but can we, before we, rest, can we just check those other 2 doors? I just want to feel safe.
Yeah. I agree.
Anybody have lock picking?
Don't know. Do halflings know how to lock pick? I don't remember.
You can just bash it down, I guess.
Anybody can try it. It'd just be a D10 instead of a D20.
Yep. Yep, or you can just bash it down. It is a wooden door.
Yeah, so I'm going to go up to this one. This is locked, right?
No, that one's open.
Oh. Well, it's... Okay. Alright, so this is the only locked door then?
Yep, the one over here to the east.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna try to pick this lock. You said it's a D10?
Yep, plus your agility modifier, which for you is 0 currently.
Huh.
Nope. You tried pulling out like a couple little metal pieces that you have, and since you don't have lock picking tools, and just try sticking like your dagger in there and trying to get it, and unable to get it to unlock.
Alright, I guess I'll take a shot. Just bash it in. Is that strength or still agility?
You can actually just make a weapons attack or a strength check, whichever one you'd prefer to do. All right, yeah, no problem. Right where the you see like kind of like the locking mechanism, you bring your, I believe you have an axe, right? Yeah, hand axe.
I have a hand axe and a short sword +1.
Okay, so yeah, you use the short sword. Okay, so the short sword, then you basically line yourself up and smash that straight through where the locking mechanism is, and it looks like the wood that was around the lock wasn't the strongest, so you're able to just shatter that, and that door is now unlocked. All right, so you open the door. As you open the door, this looks like a storeroom of some sort. So there are a few crates left behind. It looks like there's like a sack of potatoes and some other kind of just small food ingredients here. Some spices left over as well. Nothing of any, crazy value or anything like that, but definitely some food which could be used for, your camping tonight.
Check for traps. Somebody... We've got it. Do we have a check for traps?
I'll check.
And I'm still suffering from whatever. I always have trouble with this application, but so I'm still looking at darkness. I should be able to see something now, right?
Yeah, you should be able to. So here, let me. That's Hundo, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me delete your token and put you back on. a torch. All right, can you see?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, no problem. All right, so half pint, you're going to give an intelligence check to search for some traps.
Oh yeah.
All right. All right, with a 12, you search around inside here. You don't see anything that that would indicate any kind of traps. You don't see any tripwires. You don't see any pressure plates. The ground in here is just like dirt. You don't see any strange indications on the floor that would indicate any kind of trigger. But as you are looking around, you do notice that one of the crates looks like it possibly has a latch at the bottom of it.
Oh.
Oh.
I will
Underground.
I will not open the hatch. I will just check if the hatch is open. So I would just pull a little bit and just put down again.
Yeah, it looks like you can basically lift the crate up a little bit, and the bottom portion of it will stay in place.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the door and just whistle to everyone.
All right, go on over.
So that passageway goes down?
It's not a passageway. It's just in the crate. It looks like it has like a false bottom, so you can lift it up and you can see that there's a like storage inside.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I thought it was a hatch with a stash to go down.
Nope.
Okay, so I'm gonna open.
All right. As you open it, there is one thing remaining inside. There is a looks like something wrapped in cloth.
I'll pick it up.
All right. You pick it up and open the cloth.
Yep.
As you open the cloth, you see a basically a potion vial, and it looks like inside of it is some kind of strange swirling gray liquid.
Okay. Who in our group understand more about this kind of stuff?
Pete, he's our alchemist.
So, right, we're gonna give to him.
All right, you give it to Pete. Pete, go ahead and roll me an intelligence check as you investigate this potion.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oof! All right, you're smelling it and looking inside of it, and as you're looking inside of it, you see a large toenail floating inside of it, and you're like, I know exactly what that is. That is an enlarge spell, and basically what it will do is it will, when you drink that, it's like casting the enlarge spell with a result of 15.
So I volunteer to take that if no one else wants it. I can make good use of that.
Go for it.
If I drink this, do I become a normal person?
I don't remember. Let me double check at a 15 how many sizes you grow. Let's see. Where is my spells?
I think 15 is only double.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm kidding, I gotta take this. Just to become a normal human.
But you get some little hit points and strength bonuses while it's lasting too, which is good. So it's definitely it's a good right before an attack.
Yep, so 15 will increase your size by 25%, conferring a +1 bonus to attacks, damage, and AC due to greater size and strength.
Nice.
All right. So you can put in, whoever's carrying that can put in their inventory that they have one potion of enlarge, and just, in parentheses, put 15. Just so you remember the result on the enlarge spell.
Okay. The treasure.
All right. So you guys have found some food stores and a potion.
You guys think we should search every building for anything else, or you think they cleaned it up?
Sure. I mean, if they lived here a long time, maybe they've got some other secret doors or traps that they forgot about, or that kind of thing.
There's this door also here that is not open.
Say that one more time.
There's also this door here that is not open yet.
Oh yeah, let's go through every door for sure.
All right, so as you head up into the longhouse, again, you see 3 large tables, and then into the upper left corner there, you see a animal hide rug set down next to a large chair. It looks like it's used as a type of throne for whoever the leader was here.
I want to check the mechanism of this door, and just to see if there's any kind of trap there.
Okay, so again, another intelligence check as you investigate that. Yeah, you are looking in and you don't see anything that could indicate a trap. You look at the, all around the door jamb. You don't see anything that would indicate anything popping out at you. And the locking mechanism itself, you don't see any small holes outside of the actual keyhole where any kind of like dart or needle would come out of.
Okay, I'll open the door.
All right, you test it. It opens for you. It doesn't seem to be locked. And then inside this last room, it looks like a bed chamber for somebody. You see a dresser with the drawers like all pulled out and scattered. And you see a bed with, again, several animal hides underneath it as a makeshift rug.
Can I open this chest here?
You look at the chest. The first chest you open, it is empty. It's unlocked, and it was kind of like partially open. You open it and it does seem to be empty.
Okay, and well, just gonna take a look in this now.
Okay, go ahead and give me an investigation check for the dresser. Looking at the dresser, it looks like a normal dresser there. Again, the drawers have all been kind of like pulled out and scattered as it looks like they emptied it in a hurry.
All right, so that's pretty much it. So yeah, nothing there. Just gonna go back here and warm myself up in the fire.
All right, you want to start a fire down here?
Oh, I thought it was already.
No, Hundo has a torch.
Oh, okay.
So if you guys want to start a fire for the night, you can.
There were a couple of fire pits in the middle of that camp, as I remember. Yeah. And then I guess we got a decision to make. We could, option one, I guess we could just take this place over as our little home away from home and make it home base or something like that. It's got some structure to it, but I'm not sure I'm crazy about that idea. We could burn it all to the ground. And either way, we're probably going to have to deal with these bandits at some point. I assume they're looking for us about as much as we're looking for them. So, what do you guys think?
I want to just do a thorough check of the throne and the rug and everything first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as Penn, as you go to search that, go ahead and give me either a luck check or an investigation check, whichever you prefer. All right. As you go to look, you step onto the rug, and you feel like the floor underneath has a little bit of give.
Oh, yeah, I got to look at that for sure.
All right. You flip the rug or the animal hide rug out of the way, and underneath you do see a small trap door. It's probably only maybe a foot by 1 foot by 1 foot trap door.
Anybody checks for traps? I don't know if I have trap checking. I don't. I can check and see if I see anything weird before I open it.
Go ahead and just give me an intelligence check. All right, with 12. It doesn't look weird. It looks like it's literally just a square kind of cut out with a hole that you can put a finger through and pull it up.
All right, so I'm going to do that. All
right. As you pull it up, it's clearly this is just like a couple boards cut together and used to sit over something. As you pull it out, you see a small, looks like cubby hole. There is a couple items wrapped in cloth here as well.
Take a look at them.
All right. The first item you unwrap is a mug. This is this almost looks like dwarven smithing kind of mug. And as you pick it up, it has a bit of an energy to it. Like you feel a little bit of static in your hands as you pick it up.
Oh, okay. And Pete can look at things.
He's alchemist, so he can, any kind of like concoctions and liquids and things he could identify or possibly identify. But magical items, you can spend some time looking at it and possibly.
Yeah, might be able to help with some arcane stuff too.
All right, so I'll pocket that mug or put it in my pack until I can get somebody to look at it.
Okay.
I want to look at what the other thing is.
All right, the other one, as you open it, it looks like it was a sack wrapped in cloth, and inside the sack you find a pearl necklace worth 15 gold pieces, and 5 silver rings worth 3 silver pieces each.
Wow. Okay. So let's see. Gotta add a treasure. You said it was a pearl necklace?
Yep, I just put that in the chat. So it's a pearl necklace worth 15 gold pieces and 5 silver rings. The rings are just like mundane silver, wedding bands or whatever they happen to be, just basic silver rings. So they're worth 3 silver pieces each.
Okay.
And that is what you find.
All right, and I'm gonna see if Pete can figure out anything about the mug.
Okay.
Okay. Grab my staff and cast Detect Magic.
All right. And as you detect magic on it, you get the sense that there is a, you actually get to cast that, right? So go ahead and, did I put that in your inventory yet?
What's that? Sorry.
So for the staff, it lets you detect magic, right?
No, it gives me a plus one.
Yeah, it gives you a plus 1d4 to it. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll roll it and then I'll do a d4.
Perfect. That'll work.
Okay, never mind. Well, unless I get a 4. Let's see. Not quite.
All right. Yep. 11 is still failure. Needed a 12 in order to get anything out of that.
All right, I'll give it one more go here.
All right. I'm saying unless our halfling wants to give him a luck.
Oh, is that too?
Half pint, did you want to give him some luck?
Sorry, I was on mute. How much do you need?
Just needs 1.
All right. Let it burn.
All right. So he throws that luck at you so you can get rid of that disapproval range. And you can sense magical enchantment on this, and you basically get the sense that there is a magic mouth cast on this mug.
Magic mouth?
Yep. And from studying it, you get a sense that basically if you were to pour a liquid into this mug, it would basically identify what was put into it.
Ooh.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You pour like a
We
potion.
had a couple potions from the Cyclops. I think we identified. I drank one and it was water breathing. I think we managed to identify the other 2, but I don't remember specifically.
Yeah, we did, yeah.
So we don't have any unidentified potions with us right now.
Don't think so.
Come in handy for the future, though.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who's holding up to that?
I have it in my pack. If somebody else wants to hold on to it, that's fine. But I have it in my pack.
Right.
It is a dwarven mug, so that makes sense. So what I'm going to do is... that was pin, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I actually have the item made, so let me find it here, and I'll put that into your inventory.
Oh, okay.
Let me see, is it this one? Oh, no, that's the wrong one. You know what? Actually, I didn't make that one yet, so I'll have to make that one. I'll make that one and put it in your inventory, so I'll do that a little bit later.
Okay.
Yeah, so it will identify whatever liquid is poured into it.
Cool.
That rocks.
So they left some pretty good stuff behind. Are they just forgetful, or is their absence tactical and maybe they're about to pounce on us any minute? I don't know.
I still keep thinking there's an underground cave somewhere where they're hiding out.
Oh yeah. Why
That's just what's coming into my head. So.
Well, sometimes those premonitions are pretty useful. Um, Well, let's just on that. Let's do a perimeter, like go around the perimeter by like 100 yards and look for anything like little caves or
Yeah,
places.
I think we should search every building first, and
Okay.
then do the perimeter.
Okay, I was under the impression we'd finish that, but
Now there's a door over here. That I don't know if we've gone through. I don't know how to ping. Why am I not pinging?
Click and hold. Yeah, your left. Click and hold your left, and it'll ping.
There you go.
I agree about that. Let's clear the camp first.
Okay. Yeah. So that building up to the left, Half Pint had looked in the window from the outside, but no one had actually gone in there.
I'll go there. Let me see if I can see anything.
I'll go along.
All right. As you head inside, again, you get the smell of kind of wet dog in here. So this is obviously where they'd kept some animals. But you see some bones. You see a couple like rotted pieces of meat that they were possibly using to feed these animals. And you see like tufts of fur and things like that. But you don't see any other animals or anything else inside.
Okay.
So this is just the floor, right? There's nothing on top of the floor,
Yeah,
like
it's just,
covering the floor.
It's like hay and straw.
All right. Is there any kind of I don't know how it's called, like a pitchfork or whatever that they use to move this, that I can grab just to move around and see if there's anything underneath?
I'd say yeah. There's probably. I don't think they would have taken the tools, as they left them, as they did whatever they were doing. So you probably find like a shovel and a pitchfork.
All right, I'm just gonna take the pitchfork. I'm just gonna mess around and see if there's anything underneath any of the cells.
All right. So you see your little halfling companion grab the human-sized pitchfork. Struggles with it a little bit, but and starts like kind of going through the straw, poking and stuff like that. And it just seems to be packed dirt underneath. You don't find any indication of anything else.
All right, so I just leave nothing here, guys.
All right, I'm gonna search this lower bunkhouse here.
Okay, so Pin, you head down to this lower bunkhouse. You can go ahead and give me a luck check. 11. So searching through, you do again. There's bits of scraps of cloth here and there. It looks like you get straw beds laid down in positions where it looks like there were some bedrolls laid out. As you're searching through them, you find another little brown sack, and in that brown sack is 20 silver pieces. Looks like a little someone's pouch that they maybe left behind or fell off.
All right, awesome. They see always search everything, guys. All right, I'm gonna distribute the 20 silver pieces through the guys to the guys. So that would be, I don't know.
What, 4 each? There's 5 of you.
Yeah.
All right. Have we finished searching the camp?
I think so.
All right. It's still early evening.
Yeah, like you guys came as soon as it got dark, so at this point you're probably getting up into maybe 10, 11 o'clock.
All right. Well, I think you guys, let's go into that main hall and get some shut-eye. I'll take the first watch. And then in the morning, let's do a perimeter check, see if we can figure out. I mean, they may have left a month ago. There may be no trail at all, but we can take a look and see if there's any trail to follow.
Did we search the rest of these buildings? I know there's a couple that are burnt out because we burned them, but I don't remember where they were.
Yeah, so this one to the bottom right is the one that's completely like burned out.
Okay, I'll just check in here real quick.
Yeah, even burned out buildings might have trapdoors in the bottom, I guess.
Okay, so Penn, you can go ahead and do another luck check for that bottom left building really quick. All right, searching through here, you find a couple more sacks with a total of 40 copper pieces. Or 40 silver pieces, sorry, 40 silver pieces.
Okay.
It's hard to complain about
All right,
money.
so
Yeah.
the bottom right building is completely burned out, so you guys head towards what looks like the blacksmithing building. Who's going to do a deeper search into the blacksmith building?
Yes, I would.
Okay, so that'll be a luck check. I'll leave out your searching the burnt one first.
Good.
All right, yeah, the burnt one, you can't even really get to the ground because the roof is completely collapsed on top and part of the walls have collapsed in and everything's just covered in black soot.
Can't really search here, guys. Maybe somebody else should.
Yeah, well, I'm hardly the luckiest, but I'll give it a shot here. Let's see. Character. Oops, I hit it twice.
It's all right.
Sorry.
So the first one was a 3. So as you look inside, you try to push away some of the burnt wood and all the soot and ash from the roof that collapsed in here. All you find underneath, though, is a couple burnt bedrolls.
Okay. No unburied dead anywhere?
Not in here, no.
But I mean, throughout the camp, we killed, I don't know, maybe 8-10 guys.
Yeah, no,
we
you don't see any evidence of the bodies. There's some drag marks here and there, so it looks like they possibly cleaned up the bodies or something else dragged the bodies away.
All right, what do you think, guys?
Well, first I'm going to give everybody 8 more silver pieces since I got the 40, so everybody's got an additional 8. And then you said this is a blacksmith, right?
Yep.
All right. I'll do a luck check in there and see if I can find something.
Okay.
Luck ran out.
Yep. Yeah, so like Half Pint had seen earlier, there are pieces of weapons, but no actual weapons in there. So there's an axe head, a sword hilt, and then some broken shield bits and things like that. So it looks like they took the weapons that were in working order, but left behind all the scraps and other pieces.
All right. I think we can camp now.
All right. I suggest we all go into the big longhouse, and that's got a lockable door, right? And I'll take first watch from the roof of that building.
All right, so everyone can head up to the longhouse, and Hundo heads around and climbs up on the roof.
Yep.
I'm going to climb onto the throne and snooze.
All right. And you could barricade the door with the tables and stuff that are in there.
Can I remove the rug below this throne here?
It was thrown off to the side, so yeah, you can definitely grab that.
So nothing.
Yeah, Pin already moved that because that was where he found the small little chamber where he found the mug. All right, Pete, you head inside as well, and you guys close up the doors. Do you guys leave the campfire in the middle of the camp, or do you douse that?
I can't. I think let it go. See if it attracts anybody, and it might help me see what's going on out there.
All right, and then if Hundo, I assume if you're doing watch on the roof, you're probably putting your torch out, right?
Yes.
All right. So Hundo puts his torch out, climbs up on the roof. Everybody else camps inside. I'm kind of surprised that Half Pint didn't go grab the bed that was in there because he's the only one that went and searched that chamber. He decided to stay out with you guys. All right, so camp goes. You start heading into the night for your rest. So Hundo, go ahead and just roll me 2d6. All right, with a 9, you hear what sounds like coyotes or some other kind of small, wolfen type creature howling and cackling at the night. Seems like they're feeding on something off in the distance in the darkness. You hear some owl hoots and some crickets, but outside of that, your watch seems to go by just fine. No interruptions.
They had what did they have? Dogs or wolves or wargs or what did they?
They had wolves.
Wolves. Okay. All right, and probably halfway through the night, I go wake somebody up. Who wants second watch?
I'll take it.
All right, and I get some shut eye.
All right. All right, so that's Levi. All right, you kind of head out and do the same thing, climb up on the roof, or do you want to go somewhere else?
The roof's good.
All right, so you climb up on the roof as well. So go ahead, you climb up on the roof. Hundo goes to get some shut-eye. Go ahead and give me your 2d6. All right. You hear some rustling in the trees just outside of the range of the camp, just outside the range of your elven vision. But nothing seems to come inside of the light or within reach of these buildings either. So the rest of the night, while you're a little bit on edge from hearing these noises within close proximity, nothing seems to come out and attack at all. And the rest of the night goes by. So you guys wake in the morning. And
So I recovered the luck that I spent, right?
Yep. And everyone can go ahead and give themselves another 4 experience for all of the efforts you guys just made, searching through, coming in down the road, coming through the forest, making your way, searching everything through here.
What is the mark for second level?
Is it 50?
I think it's 50.
Yep.
I'm at 48. Pretty close.
All right.
Like
Maybe
you
by,
said, 50.
let's say maybe by the time you get back to Ravenswood, you guys will be ready to level up.
I think I'm ready.
I'm still 8 away. No,
All right.
18 away. No, 13 away. I can't do math this morning.
I'm 22 away.
All right. You guys wake in the morning. What would you like to do?
I think we want to work on that hunch that there's a cave around here. First, let's do kind of like a whole, walk around the perimeter of this place, looking for any other caves or exits, secret doors that get you out of these buildings or something like that. And any sign of them leaving. I mean, I understand that could have happened a couple weeks ago, and there might not be much sign, but just looking for any kind of indicators of which direction they went, or what else.
All right. So as you search around, go ahead and give me luck checks. Everyone can give me a luck check to see what kind of indications you have. All right. We got 2 successes, 3 failures. I don't think, Hundo, you don't have a 15 in your luck. Nope, you're good. All right. So Pin and Half Pint, you guys come across what looks like a drag mark leading into the forest to the, let's say, the northeast. Looks like some drag marks leading to the northeast.
All right. Aha! Look what I found.
Yeah, I inform everyone, and let's go. You want to check them out? Or...
Yeah.
All right.
Are we
Definitely
not
got-
having...
Find those
We're
guys.
not... But what about breakfast?
Oh yeah,
What?
absolutely. Hobbits and their breakfast.
No breakfast, just straight follow this.
Yeah, no, let's go ahead and have your breakfast. Get my biscuit. I'm eating right here.
All
Alright.
right.
If I cook breakfast for half pint, and I do a performance check on a DC 18 though, anyone who eats the breakfast gets an additional hit die of healing. I don't know if that helps right now because everybody's at full health, but
Where does that come from?
that is from my original backstory when we first started this a long time ago.
Yep, the player
Right,
connections.
Well,
Yeah.
if you make breakfast, everybody gets an additional hit dice of healing.
Yeah, if he does a good enough performance check, because Half Pint made him the best meal he'd ever had, so he's been trying to repay him by creating something delicious for him.
Oh, forgive my dismissiveness. Let's sit down and have breakfast by all means.
All right.
I could say you can make that, and then you can put it in the bank. That one hit die of healing. You guys can have that extra food and keep it with you.
All right, but I have to pass a DC 18 though.
Yep.
So.
So that would basically be, I think that would generally be, you could do kind of like an agility, like sleight of hand type, cooking, or you can do it as an intelligence check to know like kind of what you're doing as you cook this together.
Agility is better than intelligence, so I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
I don't have bonuses on either one of them, but I do have a +1.
Yep.
So we'll see. Ah!
He ends up burning it and making something that's almost entirely inedible. So it looks like you've still got a little bit to learn.
It was a good try, Liz.
This is disgusting.
No, it's not. Come on, don't say that. It's just,
Lots of
It
room
is.
for improvement.
We need a quest to find you a cookbook.
There we go.
All right, so you guys are able to get at least enough to eat, and you guys have your breakfast. You probably stick to maybe some dried rations or some foods that you had already. You found a little bit of jerky and things like that, along with the potatoes in the storage, but that was about it. So you guys have your breakfast and begin heading off, following those tracks.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll go back to the home page here. All right, so you guys head into the trees, following the path of this drag marks that you guys had seen. And as you guys are making your way through the trees, you go ahead and give me, we'll say, Levi, I think you were the one that was doing everything out in the forest. So again, with your background and everything, you can give me an intelligence check +2.
7.
All right. As you start following the path does seem to, the drag marks lead to a certain point, and then it looks like it hits a patch of, a bit rougher dirt and things like that, so you lose sight of the drag marks for a little while. With that, go ahead and Levi, roll me 2d6. All right, nothing to indicate any direction from there. You don't see any creatures or anything nearby. So you guys lose about an hour or so searching around from this first spot. So Levi, you can do another intelligence check +2. So with an 11, it takes you a little while, but you do find the drag marks again and continue following them. So about 2 to 3 hours after you leave camp, you're following these drag marks, and they lead you towards a cave. You see a small hill with a cave in the side of it.
I knew there was a cave.
You knew there was a cave. I don't know how you knew there was a cave, but
I'm a
yeah.
dwarf. We always look for caves.
That's our destiny.
Okay. Well, let's everybody halt, and maybe Half Pint. Can you scout this out a little bit for us? I think he might be, Yeah, I think he might have left for
Oh.
a second here.
Yep. So as you guys approach, you kind of, get back and keep an eye on the cave itself. You don't currently see any motion inside. It is dark. The cave's, not a large cave, so the opening to it is probably maybe 8 feet tall and, 6 feet wide. So it's not a super large cave or anything like that, at least not the opening.
But a cyclops could crawl in there.
That's a possibility, yeah.
Sorry, guys, just being the toilet. What happened?
They
We
did
found a cave.
find a cave.
All right. Are we entering?
Well, we're going to have to scout it out a little bit for us.
I can send my familiar up to look in there.
There you go.
Oh, yeah, let me put that over here for you. I forgot.
Communicate telepathically with them. And I mean, it is a large cricket, but I think the familiars have an intelligence. All of them have like a 5 or a 4 or something like that.
Hmm.
So he might not be able to tell me exactly, but yeah, kind of.
Oh, that's totally what familiars are for, right?
All right, so you sent the familiar in?
Yeah.
All right, familiar starts making its way into, skipping along all Jiminy Cricket style. It makes its way into the cave, and as it enters the cave, you get, senses of nerves, nervousness, and you get a sense of the smell of, like, mustiness. And as it gets further into the cave, you suddenly get the sense of fear and the image of a large black creature in your mind as the creature comes running back out. Your familiar comes running back out of the cave.
Bring him back. And I'll relay this to the party.
Black bear, maybe? Large black creature. I guess everything looks black in a black cave, right?
Musty smell too. So yeah, maybe a bear.
Maybe another cyclops
Yeah.
or some trolls.
Or some trolls.
We already dealt with trolls once.
Yeah. Let's make a circle around the cave entrance and throw some torch in or something to see if we can't flush out whatever's in the cave.
So you saw the creature through the eyes of your familiar, correct? Is that it?
Basically, you got the image of a large black creature inside.
But is there any detail of the creature, like if it has like arms and legs or like other stuff? Does it look like more a spider or humanoid or?
Let me double check the find familiar and exactly how much detail you get out of what the creature tells you. So I can't remember if it's just like emotions or actually can look through its eyes.
I don't know if you can look through its eyes. It depends on how high you roll, but I don't think I rolled.
Yeah, I think it's just basically emotions and general features. So you didn't get like the exact image of the creature, just the a quick flash of like a large black animal of some sort.
Okay.
All right, so you circle around the cave and get near the entrance, and you light a torch and throw it inside.
Yep.
All right, Hundo, that was your idea. I'm assuming you're throwing the torch.
Yep.
All right, give me just a basic ranged attack as you throw it, and let's see how well you throw it. All right, with a 13, a 3 on your deed die, no problem. You get towards the edge, you light the torch, and you kind of overhand it into the cave. It goes in a pretty good distance. As the cave lights up, you guys see two like glowing eyes at the back of the cave. It looks like the light is just like reflecting off this creature's eyes. You hear a roar, and a large animal comes storming out. So with that, I'm just going to back these trees up a little bit. to make that kind of like the edge of the cave there. There's trees around you as well. So basically, where's my tool I want? Draw freehand. There we go. All right. So the cave. Basically, this is the hill here. The cave goes in here. And you guys are outside the cave. All right. As the creature comes storming out, you guys see a large bear. So a large bear comes storming out. He is quite large, so I'm actually going to make him look a little bit larger as well.
Anybody got any things against animals? Special talking to animals or anything like that? Okay.
Not me.
All right. Large bear comes storming out.
I mean, do we want to?
Are we rolling for it? Or...
Yep. So with that, go ahead and put you guys all into combat. Oh, I don't need Levi's familiar because Levi. Just go on Levi's turn. All right. Combat tracker is live.
Do we want to kill this thing, or like? I mean, we could eat it, I guess. But
Yeah.
rations.
Oh my god, it's a bear.
Let's see. So then
Levi, you rolled with your bow. Are you gonna have your bow out or your longsword out?
I'm having the bow out right now.
Okay, that's fine then. Perfect. All right. So with that, I need Pete's initiative. All right. Pin the bear, then Pete, Half Pint, Levi, and Hundo. Okay. With that, we begin combat. So, Pin, you are up. This bear comes storming out, roaring loudly.
So I'll just, well, I hate to, he's just protecting his place, but, well, I'll protect my guys. I guess I'll swing at him and then follow up with a shield bash.
All right.
this was just gathering nuts and berries. And
Murder hobos.
All right. With an 8, I believe that will, this AC is too high. That will miss, but, yeah. So you swing and a miss with that first attack. All right, shield bash. With the same attack, you come around with your shield, swing again, and you hit against the side of it, but doesn't seem to affect it.
Great. Okay.
Well, you're
I'll
already
get ready to figure out what character I want to roll up next.
All right, with that, the bear is up. As you attack the bear, it will try to claw at you.
No,
14. Tries to claw at you with the 14. His claws come down, but you get your shield up in time, and his claws just scrape across your shield.
A for dwarves.
And then it roars at you. All right, Pete.
Let's see. Let's try a blessing here. No. Let's see what we got here. D4. Nope. So spell fails.
Spell fails. All right.
I'm gonna move kind of behind this tree a little bit.
Okay. All right. With that, Half Pint, you are up.
I just take my weapons and I'm just gonna run towards the bear and just pluck my weapons on it. So, first attack. Huh.
A 6. Your first hand axe just bounces off of its thick fur.
And then I'm just gonna spin with my dagger and try to hit with
Oof.
oh god, that's even worse.
And the dagger just completely misses. You swing around. You were, feeling empowered and feeling brave and mighty, and now feeling a little bit embarrassed.
Oh god.
With a little bit of fear creeping in over the embarrassment. All right, Levi.
I'm going to. I guess I'll pull my sword out and come up here. I don't want to fire into melee, possibly hit my friends. So, sword it is.
Ooh, and a natural 20 to start off the fight for Levi. You come running up, the bear clearly distracted by these other two creatures. You bring your sword up, and it strikes just perfectly through its upper back, and you deal 6 points of damage. And on top of that, being a clean strike, you inflict an additional 2d6. So go ahead and click on that 2d6. And you inflict an additional 7 points of damage into that bear with that strike. Well done.
Blood.
The blood roars as you see blood squirting out the side of this thing. All right. Hundo.
Okay, is it true that I don't have a clear shot?
If you're using like a ranged weapon, yeah, you're firing into melee because you got 3 allies there.
Yeah, okay. So I better jump into the melee too here. Drawing my long sword. And I'm going to try to take out an eye. I'm chopping at the head here.
All right. With an 11, in its pain, it starts to kind of flail around wildly. So as you go to strike it, it just dodges out of the way as you go to strike.
Alas. Okay.
All right. With that, then, we're back up to Pin.
All right, swing again.
All right, that one lands mightily with a 21 and a 3 on the deed die. You bring down your sword, smashing it right through the face, dealing 10 points of damage.
Beautiful.
And you see the bear's eyes roll back in its head as it limps liftly to the left and then collapses onto its side, letting out a loud sigh as the air leaves his lungs.
Poor bear.
Well done, boys.
All right. Everyone give themselves another 2 points of experience for that.
Oh god, that was horrible.
That's for like deer and stuff all the time. I don't know why a bear would be a deeper moral.
I should try and take his pelt.
All right. So with that, that was Pin, right?
Yeah.
All right. So with that, being a trapper, you can do an agility check, and being a trapper, I'll give you a +4 on this check.
I can say from experience that black bear makes an excellent meatloaf. I have a little brother who
13, I
He-
think.
only hunts his.
With a 13, it takes you a good amount of time. So you probably spend a couple hours at least trying to make sure it comes off clean and smooth. Generally when you're skinning something, you're doing it in a not out in the wild like this, so it takes you a little bit longer. But after a couple hours, you're able to get a nice good bear pelt off of this. You put a large bear pelt in your inventory.
All right.
Okay. The cave is still lit up by the torch that's in there. As you go into the torch, it smells like, again, musty, wet animal mixed with the sour smell of rot. And as you go inside, you find what's probably the remains of 3 or 4 bandits that had been slain. And it looks like, they left at least a few of their dead comrades behind, and this bear has been dragging them back here to eat.
So they left those guys just lying on the ground. That
Okay.
evacuated pretty fast.
So they either
All right.
retreated to another base, or there's nothing else in the cave.
Yeah, did these bodies have any loot on them?
You see on their bodies, looks like they're, whatever they were wearing. So there's some torn leather armor. You see a few belts and a few empty scabbards that like swords would have gone in. But you don't see anything else of any actual value.
All right. And I've got second level experience now, so I'm pretty eager to cash that in when we get a chance here. That might interrupt our plans, but so let's go back to the camp. And I think now we follow the trail out very carefully, looking for these guys. But I'm kind of thinking we don't have a shot at them right now.
Now you can feel a little pride that possibly you ran them off at least.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's worth something on our image in Ravenswood, but it might be.
Well, was Ravenswood the place where we got the, or was it the other town?
I'm not sure, but we did get a mission to clear these guys, I think.
Yeah, I don't think it was from Ravenswood though.
You were paid to transport the supplies and get the supplies back from whoever took them. So you still have payment. You got paid half up front and the other half once you get back to town.
And the supplies. Okay. So yeah, all right. But there's no mandate to wipe out the thieves implied in that.
No additional payment for taking out the thieves.
Okay.
Most likely he was hoping that the cart had broken down somewhere and maybe they were attacked by an animal or something like that. So.
All right. Well, I think we follow the trail out now, the cart trail, but definitely looking for Cyclops footprints, especially, and looking for any kind of trap. I mean, if these guys are still in the area, they might be laying traps or whatever. Maybe they're in the next town in the bar.
All right. So you guys get back together and begin making your way back to the camp. From the camp, you follow the path back out to the road. As you guys follow out to the road, you don't come across any bandits, but go ahead and whoever's leading the way, go ahead and roll me a intelligence check as you're making your way out to follow the path out.
Yeah.
Following the way out, go ahead and who's leading the party? I'm assuming, Levi, you are the one leading the way.
I was. Yeah.
All right. Give me a reflex save. Oof. All right. So if you're all in close proximity here, you hit a tripwire and you hear buzzing and a crash as a beehive lands right next to you, and everyone is going to take 2 points of damage as a bunch of bees come out and sting you guys.
How many points? 2 points?
2 points of damage.
Oh god, I'm allergic.
All right, so that is everybody taking their damage there. All right. So as the bees swim out and start stinging you guys, but you're able to, run forward a bit, get away from the bees, and the bees leave you alone. So you guys are able to make the rest of the way back out to the road. As you guys come back out to the road, you guys continue heading south. You know that you guys have another 6 days or so before you reach Ravenswood. So we'll go ahead and half pint, roll me 2 more d6 for the next couple days of travel. All right. As you guys are traveling this time, you hear what sounds like yelling and screaming, like something's fighting off to the west, and you see some birds fly up into the trees. Not sure exactly how far off it is. It sounds like it's fairly far away, but nothing comes out of the tree lines or to the road itself. You're not sure exactly where it comes from, and you guys continue making your way. Or did you want to go investigate?
So we keep going, probably.
Oh, so we're not sure how far. So it could take us another couple of days just to get to whatever it is. Well, I wouldn't imagine sound could travel that long.
Yeah.
If we could hear screaming, that'd be pretty close.
Yeah. Do we know the general direction?
It sounded like it was coming from the west, and most of the sounds you got didn't sound human. They sounded like some kind of cackling and some other kind of noises.
What do you think, guys?
I think it's just nature playing its course.
Oh, really? Okay. Anybody else? We're just going to pass up our opportunity to kill some strangers on the road.
Do you guys want to investigate this, or you want to go like to camp and level up?
Oh, well, it's a good point. And I'm already down 2 hit points. But okay. No, if the whole party wants to skip it, I'm down for skipping it.
All right,
Do I
you
smell
guys.
gold?
You don't smell gold, not from this far at least.
Darn it.
All right, so you guys continue heading south. A couple more days go by, so Hundo, go ahead and roll me 2 more d6. All right, next couple days go by quiet. Nothing more than owls' hoots and bird cawing and crickets as the next couple days go by. At this point, you're only a couple days outside of town, so you're starting to see the farms and other familiar sights of the edges of Ravenswood's territory. You guys make your way back to Ravenswood. So let me go ahead and pull open Ravenswood.
Put my hit points back at max.
Yep, a couple days of travel, so you guys are healing back up. Actually, you can all see here, right? But we'll grab your tokens anyways. All right. So you guys come back into town. Oh, lighting is a little bit weird here, so let me go ahead and fix this for us, because this should be able to see everything.
All right, I'm seeing darkness.
Yep, yeah, I just moved you, so that's why you're seeing darkness. Okay. Scene, configure, lighting.
I don't remember seeing this map before.
Ravenswood?
Huh. Yeah.
I thought I saved it. Okay. Now you guys should be able to see everything. Okay. So here is Ravenswood. So you are back to your hometown where you guys all started from. As you guys make your way into town, you see, all the normal people that you see going about their business of the day. Everything seems to be calm and normal.
All right.
All right. What would you like to do?
Well, we probably go to our favorite bar first and celebrate a fairly productive. We didn't lose anybody, and we definitely made some gold and got some treasure and got some glory. So, well done, everybody.
I'm gonna go to the people who make pelts into things and give them my bear pelt and see what they can make for it.
All right. Any specific requests?
See, I've got a wolf cloak.
Wolf cloak? What about like a bear's head cap?
That would be cool. I'm just trying to think if anything would help.
How about
Well,
a warm coat for the winter?
Necklace made of bear's teeth and claws is pretty, it is a saleable item probably, but do you need
just make it in? Probably make it into. Or first, I'll see how much I can give for it, and if it'd be better if it's a hide rather than just or rather than it's a pelt. If it becomes like leather or something.
Yeah, the tanner could really advise you on that. That's the best thing.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Yes.
I'll go see the tanner. Yeah.
Go over and see the tanner. The tanner tells you that selling the raw material itself, the raw hide as is sometimes the best option, unless you're a craftsman yourself, because you're going to get straight up just money for it. If you were to try to get it turned into something else, you're going to have to pay to get it turned into that. But then you can also possibly sell it for more because of the craftsmanship that went into it. So up to you. You can get straight up what you want for it, or you can end up having to pay something and possibly get more out of it later on.
Yeah, no, I'll just sell it.
To sell it? Mm-hmm. All right. Go ahead and give me a personality check as you go to sell this. Oof, very good. All right, I was gonna roll a D4 of gold pieces. I'm gonna bump that up to since it was so high, a D6 of gold pieces. So that'll be 20 gold pieces for that he's offering you currently.
Ah, take it.
Take it. All right, 20 gold pieces. All right. Anything else anybody else wants to do before you rest for a couple months in order to level up?
Well, so let's go back and fulfill our contract with the, that we had.
Oh, yes.
Buddy.
So who all was here when you guys set off on the job to deliver those supplies or search for them?
I was here.
I wasn't.
Okay. So that's only, I think, one person. So everybody else who was here at the start, I believe the barber was here too, so I got to make sure I put it in his inventory. You get another gem worth 100 gold pieces. So that is your payment of 200 gold pieces worth of gems.
Can I just trade that for gold pieces in time?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think I'll do the same.
The only reason a lot of people will keep things as gems is gems worth 100 gold pieces is a lot less weight than 100 gold pieces of coin.
Right.
Is it just as fungible for paying for armor and things like that?
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah, generally. I'm not going to worry about conversion of gems and all that kind of stuff. We'll keep it basically. If it's worth 100, it's worth 100. That way it lightens your sacks just a little bit.
Okay. So I think, I'd like to take this opportunity to buy some chain armor and then seek out some second level training.
All right. So Hundo's looking for some chainmail.
I have those wizard robes too.
So chainmail cost 150 gold.
All right, I got 246. So that leaves me with 96.
Okay. I'll throw a chainmail into your inventory. And you currently had studded leather having been used. That's normally worth 45. Are you going to sell the old armor or are you going to hold on to it?
Anybody want it? Studded leather?
Does that increase in AC? Let's see, my AC currently is 15 with hide. So is studded leather better than hide?
Let's see. Studded leather is a +3 bonus. And
Okay,
hide is a +3 as well. Yep.
Yeah, so that doesn't help me. So I'm good.
All right, I'll cash it in.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a personality check.
Ooh. Not my strong point.
He's willing to give you half. So you get about 22 gold pieces.
I'll take it.
Okay. So 22 gold pieces back. All right. Anybody else have any purchasing before you guys go into level up?
Are you down with your god, Pete?
Am I down?
Yeah, with are you?
Or do you mean like
right now?
negative disapproval? No, it's only 1 point right now.
Okay.
Not a big deal.
All right. So you guys set off. Looks like Pin and Half Pint still got a little ways to go before they reach their second level experience. But Levi, Hundo, and Pete, we can do your leveling up really quick. All right. So just working our way down, we will start with Hundo. So Hundo, leveling as a warrior. Let's see what you get. You are reaching level 2. So at level 2, your deed die becomes a D4. So we will change that to a D4. Your crit die becomes a D14. and you roll on table 3 still. Your threat range stays at 1920. Your action dice stays the same, and your reflex and fort stay the same as well. So it was your deed die and your crit die that went up this level. And then
right? Don't I get another plus on initiative?
your initiative is your level, yeah. So your initiative will go up by 1 more as well. So that goes up to... should be at 2, yeah. So initiative is plus your level. All right.
Okay.
Then go ahead and roll me a d12 for hit points. Roll high, roll high.
I'm going to bring the Hobbit along with me here on that roll, just in case he feels generous here. Let's see. So that's what, a d12, did you say?
Yep. Hit die for a warrior is a d12.
Nice.
Nice. There you go. Bumping you up to a total of 20 hit points.
I really needed that.
Went from 8 to 20. Feeling a lot better. All right. So if you remember, you were training with a mercenary thug named Athelstan. And, I had some options for you to try to learn. In your 2 months of training with him, you can train kind of like leadership abilities, where once a day at the start of combat, you can swap 2 friendly characters' initiatives. You can train, in speed and agility and alertness to double your initiative bonus. You can train to, once per combat, command an ally to move up to half their speed out of turn. You can train in fighting with armor to help reduce your armor penalty by 1. You can train to add a reaction that once per combat, you can position yourself between an enemy or ally who is about to be attacked. So if you're fighting next to someone, you can put yourself in the way. Or once per day, shake off 1 deed die worth of damage. And that increases to 1 per fight and 1 per round as you continue training in this. But shake off a deed die worth of damage. What would you think to focus and train in?
Those are all great, although I think in some ways doubling my initiative is probably the most straightforward and maybe the most helpful. Gives me the most options in terms of being at the head of battle. Although, boy, shaking off a hit dice worth of damage is nice too.
It's a deed die, so you'd shake off 1 d4.
Oh, okay. I think I'm going to go with the doubling the initiative one.
Okay. So as you focus on training your combat alertness and readiness for battle, go ahead and roll me an initiative check right now. The DC for this is 18.
And do I add my current initiative bonuses?
Yeah, you can just roll basically a straight up initiative. So if you open your character sheet, you click on initiative.
That's pretty
Hey, 22. Rolled very, very well. That should be a total of 20. It did double your bonus for some reason. So, all right, so it should be a 20 total is still enough. So you are going to gain that benefit. So in your notes, I will go ahead and put in here your training, and that'll be double initiative bonus.
And do I add that here in initiative to +4?
Yep, you can do that. Perfect. And that is it. You spend your 2 months training with Athelstan, and you come out of it feeling very, very confident. Your HP has gone up quite a bit, and you feel alert. As combat begins, you'll have a little bit of an extra bonus there for yourself.
Yeah, I feel more like a warrior now.
All right.
Take a hit.
Moving on to Levi. Levi, you were training with an elf ranger east of town named Sakumbi. So an elf, let's see what all happens to an elf when they level up. Let's see. Your attack bonus at level 2 stays at a +1. Your crit die moves up to a D8. So we'll move you to a D8. Stays on table 2. Action die is still a D20. Your known spells goes up by 1 to 4. So you will now know 4 spells. And max spell level is still 1. And your reflex, fort, and will all stay the same as well. So you'll get 1 additional spell. Do you want to focus on a specific school of magic with your trainer, or did you want to roll randomly to see what they train you in?
I like the random.
Okay. So if you look up above the chat box, all the different icons there, to the right of the book is rollable tables. And you can go down and click on the one for wizard spells.
What do I put to roll?
You just, if you're looking at the tables, to the right, there's a little dice icon. You can just click on the dice. All right, that did patron spell, which I think you already have because you already have patron. Or you gain a patron spell.
Right.
Okay, so you gain one of your patron spells. So your patron currently is the King of Elfland. So let's go back and find the King of Elfland. So his first level spell is called Forest Walk.
Yeah, I like that one.
All right, so you will be getting Forest Walk.
Isn't that like teleportation?
Kinda, yeah.
Yep, hidden byways and secret winds of the fairy realm, teleporting from one tree to another. The higher you roll, the better and the longer the distance is. So, like, eventually you can make it to where you can teleport to another tree anywhere on the same plane.
Nice.
All right. So, you know, this elf ranger that you're training with, you know, she has a large, like, oak tree next to her where she camps out and stuff like that. So you probably spend a lot of time communing with this tree as well. So you always have one tree that you know you can come back to. Depending on how well you can cast a spell, you'll always have this one in your mind.
Can he bring others with him?
Depending on how well he rolls, yes. Yeah, the higher he rolls, the more people he can have come with him. The longer it stays open.
I could like spell burn if we were in a bind to make sure that we like more than one. So
Yep.
it would cost a lot, but you regain those. So.
All right. With that, the hit points that you are going to roll for us, go ahead and roll me a d6. Only one more. Was that? No, I don't know why that rolled a minus there. So it should be a 2.
Yeah.
So you're at 11.
Not the best, but whatever. Had a good spell, so.
All right. So in your 2 months of training, you can also try to train in some specific things, either wizard or elf. So kind of what I did was I had armor training to reduce your armor penalty by 1. Train to gain the sneak silently ability, similar to like a thief, using your reflex save as a modifier. And the other one I had for an elf was once per day, call upon your patron to give you insight into an enemy. So you can pick like weakness, resistance, AC, HP, special abilities, that kind of thing, to give you insights into an enemy. If you wanted to focus on kind of like the spell casting aspect of it, for the wizard, I had train in a specific type of magic to gain an additional +1 to casting that. So you could focus like specifically on fire spells, those kind of things. I had, let's see, learn to subtly cast one spell. So basically do a luck check to see if you can cast it without anybody noticing you casting it. And that was kind of the biggest things I had called out for that. Or, of course, you could go with, like, elves are also fighters, so you could kind of go with, like, the warrior skills as well.
I want to go with the armor check one.
Okay.
So help my wizarding too.
All right. So in order to try to cut down on the penalty from your armor, you focus in training with that. So wielding around your ability to focus on casting spells while wearing armor. I'm going to go ahead and have you roll. I think that'd be kind of an agility check, I would think. Does that sound fair for that?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay. Agility check, DC 18.
Oh.
Now, unable to kind of, she puts you in some armor as you're training and can't seem to get the hang of it very well. So unable to gain that benefit at this time. And that spell being a patron spell, I'm not going to have the mercurial effects for that spell.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. And that is what you spend your 2 months doing. And then we are on to Pete. So Pete, you were training with a priest of Dianthar up at the temple. So clerics, you gain a +1 to attack. So your attack becomes +1. All right, your crit die stays the same on the same table. Your reflex, fort, and will stay the same, but your spells known also go up by 1. So again, as a cleric, do you want to focus on a specific type of magic, or do you want to roll randomly on the cleric table?
I'll just roll.
Okay. So same thing, you can go to the rollable tables and find the cleric spell and click on the little dice. All right, paralysis.
Mm.
You don't have
Oh.
paralysis yet, so that's a good spell.
Yeah.
Man, I've had paralysis just mess up some of my good monsters. All right, paralysis.
We have
There you
suddenly become a more effective fighting team here.
Right, that was a good level up. All right, you still got 2 characters that you need a little bit more experience, and then they'll level up and be right there with you. All right, with that, the cleric, you get a D8 of hit points. So go ahead and roll me a D8. Two.
Where's that halfling?
All right. So up to 12. And then I forgot to check. Hundo, you have a stamina bonus of +1, so you would have gotten an additional 1 from that.
I thought of it and I did it.
Already did it. Yep, I see it. Perfect.
And what about, did you do reflex, fortitude, and will, or should I look that up?
Those don't go up at all.
Not at all. Okay.
Nope, those remain the same for level 2. I think everyone gets an additional stat bonus at level 3 for their reflex, fort, and will.
Okay.
Yep, so those stay currently. All right, so Pete, as you are doing your training, a couple of the things I had for you. I know you were trying to learn how to smelt a little bit so you could gain the benefits of, reducing your disapproval while out in the trade. So you could try doing that smithing check again in order to gain that benefit. Or you could do, character level times per day at a D3 to your lay on hands, or character level times per day at a D3 to your turn unholy check. Those are a couple of the things I came up for the cleric.
Yeah, the smithing again.
Okay. So that again, what did we have you roll last time? Was that agility? Because it's a small little forge. That's okay. We'll do another agility check there as you try working with this small little smithing set here in order to melt down some gold into little holy symbols. Oof, just shy. So 17, you feel like you're just about getting it, but the pieces as you on this one, no, it's just straight rolls. No luck use on these ones. So as you're smithing and things like that, they're not coming out of the molds quite right, and you're struggling with them. So I'll make a note here though, since you got a 17, you'll have a +1 on your next training check. So +1 on next. So at level 3, you'll have a +1 on that training check. All right. So everyone spends their 2 months of downtime. Half Pint and Pin in the downtime. Since you guys weren't able to level up quite yet, what were you guys doing in your downtime?
Well, I was well, is there any way I can learn a skill that's not part of leveled up, like smithing or something? Because I'm thinking about spikes on my shield, but I know that it's like a level up thing, but I don't, if I could learn something.
You could definitely try to spend some time just smithing in general to see if you can get yourself any bonus to smithing in the future. Being a dwarf trapper, you're more out in the wilds and not smithing very much. But you can go hang out with Go ahead.
Oh, I just thought, yeah, because I am a dwarf and I am out in the wild. How about woodworking?
Yeah, definitely. You can spend some time woodworking. So you can head down to, what was it, the port quarter. And there's all sorts of people that deal with wood and stuff down there because that's where they basically process all the wood that comes down from Elms Reach before sending it off to the main city. And you can spend some time down there trying to find someone to train with. So with that, woodworking and things like that, are you trying to do like fine detail work, or are you just going to spend time like chopping logs and you doing like strength-based stuff?
Kind of trying to, well, yeah, strength-based is good, but I was thinking more along the lines of being able to create like bows or traps or, stuff with wood.
Okay. Yeah, so that'd definitely be more towards an agility sleight of hand type thing. So we'll go with agility as you try learning some detail woodworking there. So go ahead and just give me an agility check.
Oh God.
No, definitely over your 2 months, you put together a few things. You get a bow and you're feeling pretty confident in it. And as soon as you pull back the string, the thing just like snaps in half in your hand. And then, you start working on a couple other small things. Your arrow shafts are crooked and the arrows don't fly straight. So you're definitely struggling to learn this detail work.
All right. I'll just drink pints. That's all I'll do.
All right, Half Pint. What are you doing for the 2 months of downtime?
Well, I'm gonna work in a butchery and basically, well, that's my job. So I'm gonna butcher chickens.
All right, so you butcher some chickens, and I would say Half Pint and Pin, as you guys are, not leveling up, you're not having to pay anything. I forgot that as you guys level up, there is a cost to that. Let me see where I put it. I want to say it's 5 silver pieces basically per week as this person trains you. So those of you who had trainers, it's going to be, what is that? Basically 8 weeks. So that'll be about 40 silver pieces. Yep, 40 silver pieces of cost for Levi, Hundo, and Pete.
Okay.
And go ahead.
While I'm in big town, is there a well-known sage in town that's not affiliated with the anti-arcane forces that I could go to?
A sage, looking around town for someone who, dabbles in near arcane stuff.
Yeah, I want to run this Fire Eye sigil ring.
All right. You've heard rumor that to the northwest of town, there is, they believe there's some kind of magical hermit that lives out that way. In town themselves, go ahead and give me we'll call it a personality check as you ask around town trying to find out if there's anyone who could give you any insight into this ring. All right, 14. As you're asking around town, you go about a couple different people, and you find that there is someone actually who's a bit of a, let's say, a scholar of sort, a historian, that could possibly have some information on that ring or be able to identify it or who it belonged to.
All right. I seek that guy out
All right.
and introduce myself and say I'd even be able to, willing to pay a little money, but I'd like to know what can tell me about this ring.
All right. So she's identifying something like that. Well, I'm a historian, so I love seeing old pieces. Tell you what. Come on in, sit with me, and show me what you have.
Okie doke.
All right. So she brings you inside, and she's, you hand her the ring, and you're looking. She takes it from you and starts looking at it. She's like, oh, yeah, this does look familiar. Hold a second. She puts it down on the table and like disappears behind a couple bookshelves. And you hear her shuffling through some stuff, and you hear like a loud thud as she drops. She's like, oh crap! And she keeps working and trying to find like, oh no, not that one. And she's shifting around, and she finds, oh there it is. And she grabs something, and you hear her slide something out, and she comes back, and this large book. She slams it down, opens it up, and a dust of must kind of hits you in the face there. Go ahead and give me a a fort save?
A fortitude save. Okay.
Yep.
Let's see.
It hits you in the face. Dries you out a little bit. And you give a little bit of a cough, but you're able to fight it off. Not too bad. Doesn't choke you out. Sorry about that. I haven't opened a couple of these in quite a while. She opens it up. And she's flipping through. She's looking back at the ring. She's flipping. Ah, yes. Here we are. This it's not exact, but it looks similar to this one here, belonging to a cult called the Diabolists. They seem to be a sort of elemental cult that had sprung up in the area, going on 500-600 years ago.
Wow. Old stuff, huh? Okay. Well, that's good to know, and I appreciate that information. Is that of any value to you?
Yeah. I'll take whatever you feel is appropriate for the information I provided.
All right. Well, you were very helpful, so I'm going to give you 8 gold for that.
Yeah, thank you. Very kind, stranger. Very kind.
Okay. And I appreciate your help. Then another thing to shop around for is a shield.
Okay. Easily shop around town. There's several people that make shields and things like that. Looking at the armor here, all that's in the inventory is basically a basic shield. So you can find like a basic wooden shield. Different sizes. You got like your larger round ones. You have your small buckler round ones. You have your shield crest shaped ones. Or you could spend a bit more and find like a larger like knight kite shield and things like that.
Do those give us bigger bonuses, a kite shield?
I would say a kite shield is probably going to cost about 3 times as much, and it would give you a +2 to your AC, but also a -2 to your check penalty.
Ooh, okay. I think I'll go with sort of a standard, pointy at the bottom shield.
Okay.
That's what, 10 gold?
Yep, 10 gold for a shield. I'll go ahead and throw it in your inventory.
Excellent.
And then
what else?
Go ahead
You want to
increase your AC for that +1.
Okay. Are you doing it or am I doing it?
Go ahead, you can do it.
All right. And do we want to stock up on any acid, oil? Is our next mission going to be holy water?
Yeah, I think so.
That's like our next place to go. In the absence of any rumors about Cyclopses hunting us down. So what do you think? Anyone want to... I might invest in a little bit of that if no one else is. Some oil and some acid has done us pretty good in the past, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Let's see what's here. If I can figure that out.
I believe you guys can go to the equipment page and see the basic equipment and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I got to the armored one, and now I've lost my path here. Let's see. I think I go to here. Compendium packs.
No, so any equipment, what you're going to want to do is up at the top where you have your chat message, all those kind of icons. There's one that looks like a little briefcase. That's your items.
I'm in there.
Okay.
And I'm in ammunition. Okay.
All right, so I should be able to make sure you guys can see all of the basic equipments. So everyone should be observers on those ones now for equipment and armor. And ammunition and weapons.
I'm going to buy 5 torches.
Go ahead and you can sort through your inventory, not a problem. You buy what you want, sell what you want. Remember, you have limited space, so it's basically 10 plus your strength modifier, number of slots. What you're wearing doesn't count against that. So your armor, and if you have your shield slung over your back, that kind of stuff is fine. But equipment-wise, try to keep it within 10 plus your strength modifier. All right, so while you do that, Half Pint and Pin, you basically guys were working and training through this time. So Half Pint, go ahead and give me a we'll go with personality check as you're doing your butchery. Fairly low, and that's okay. So we're just gonna roll you're gonna make 40 copper pieces over these couple months of additional profit.
Okay.
All right, and Pin, as you are working with the wood and stuff like that, you can go ahead and roll me a personality check as well. Ooh, that was well. All right. You too, though, made 40 silver pieces.
Yay. Good thing there wasn't a heavy combat.
All right. Anybody else need to do any buying of equipment or selling?
I'm going to sell the 5 silver rings.
Okay, not a problem.
And the... I'm going to get the pearl necklace appraised.
All right.
See if there's any, like, something that somebody can tell me about it, like if it was missing or like an investigation on the pearl network.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a luck check as you go to a couple different jewelers around town. Nobody recognizes it. It does look like a straight up just, while it looks valuable, it's a mundane string of, white pearls. Starts thin where the clasp is and gets bigger and bigger towards the front.
Okay. So I'll sell that also.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a personality check for the pearl necklace as you go to sell that. All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and they're willing to give you, what is the value? It was 15 gold pieces. Looking at it, they're willing to give you about 10 gold pieces for it. You believe it's worth about 15.
No, I'll hold on to it.
All right. All right. Any other activities for downtime? All right. So at the end of this couple months, you guys all come back together, feeling rejuvenated and ready to look for something else. So you do have a couple things that you were looking to do. I know Pious Pete was looking to go investigate the caves and gain back some, or get some holy water for the local temple. I'm trying to think, was there anybody else that had any other outstanding rumors?
There was a few things that we had kind of vague notes on. Let's see. So there's a cave spring with holy water. I think that's to the south.
Mhm.
There was rumors about Green Lady, dragons, the bandits we've investigated, a minotaur to the west, giants to the north. We've encountered a little bit of that. And there was something about the undead up north too.
Yeah, I think. Go ahead.
I think the holy water, though, is a mission attached to one of our guys, so that's probably our priority.
All right. So as we get back together, we can reconvene and look to head out and in search of that cave.
Yeah, the cave with holy spring water. That's to the south, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I think I remember something about there being a minotaur in the cave or something. But
do we have the actual text of that rumor still available?
Yeah, I think it was two separate rumors, and they kind of seemed like they're in a similar location. So let me pull it up really quick for you.
And if it's okay with you, I'm also going to spend 40 gold and upgrade my short bow to a long bow.
Okay, that's fine.
Does anybody need a short bow?
If you're giving it away for free, I'll take it.
I am giving it away for free.
I'll take it.
With the best luck.
All right. So I believe what we had was Pete heard was basically told or commissioned to asked to go to this cave to the southeast. And in order to gain some holy water from a spring, a natural spring that is down there. There used to be a temple in these caves, but creatures came and basically scared everybody off, and no one's been willing to, brave enough to go back in since then. And then there was a separate rumor that a minotaur roams the forest to the southeast, and that this person saw him go into a cave, but couldn't find the cave again. So there were two separate items. Could possibly be linked, but nothing confirming that.
There's only one way to find out.
All right. With that, Pete, go ahead and roll me a personality check, too. All right. With a 19, you ask around the temple, and you get to one person that's been there longer than anybody else. And he recalls pretty much the rough location of where this cave entrance is. He remembers a couple of the landmarks that you would pass in order to get there. And he draws you out kind of like a rough map of what to look for and how to get to this cave entrance. So that'll give you some advantages on your way to the cave to finding it. All right.
excellent. I will thank him and fold it up and put it in my pocket.
All right. So as you guys gather back together in the town center, we will go ahead and call it there since we only have 20 minutes left. That way, when the next session starts, anybody else that has come back to the party can join you guys, and you guys can set off on your way to this cave in search of this spring with holy water. Thank you for watching this episode of Stories from Valtara. If you are interested in playing DCC but don't know where to start, check out the Dungeon Crawlers Discord link below, where countless open games are posted both online and in person. And if you are enjoying this series, don't forget to like and subscribe. We will see you next time.